Thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple Ace Podcast. This is the Triple Ace Podcast. Go to iTunes and check out my music. Look up Triple Ace, Airplane High. Shit fire right now. It's on fire. You know what I mean? You can go to YouTube's, check out my videos, Triple Ace, 187 up there, Airplane High, and so much more. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Triple Ace Park. All right, let's talk about the verses with 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Now, I know everybody's seen the fight. You know, this ain't no surprise. This a long time beef that goes on with them boys. And Bone, my favorite group, all times. I don't care what nobody say. That's my favorite group. They hold me down. Now, 3 6 Mafia, I like them. I like what they bring to the table. Juicy J, you know, they're my boys too, man. I'm talking about like going way back to high school. You know what I mean? When the boys you smoke out to their music, shit like that, man. Like them boys, they got history, man. But Bone, that's my heart, man. That's my group. You know what I mean? And they like shit next to Tupac to me. You know what I mean? Cause I used to listen to Tupac, and then I would start listening to Tupac, then I listen to Bone. And then thanks to my homeboy Jason, and he hooked me up on Bone. I didn't know who the fuck they was, but they was from out of Cleveland. And I'm like, damn, these boys spitting, man. And then when I got that album Eternal, shit, I immediately became a fan. And, you know, of course, the Godfather, Eazy-E, you know what I mean, put them boys on game. So, you know, with Bone, that's history, man. You know, always a Bone fan. That's number one. Always a Bone fan. So, anyways, Busy Bone and Juicy J got into it. Now, Busy Bone said his piece, whatever. I guess Juicy J didn't like it, and you know, told Busy Bone to suck his dick. Now, when you say shit like that, that's fighting words. So, Busy Bone had no choice but to react, cause Juicy J put him in that mind frame, you know what I mean? Cause you don't never invite another man to your dick, you know what I mean? And this goes back to me and my homeboy was talking about this shit like a week ago, man. He was like, man, I don't see how niggas talking about, man, you know, telling another nigga suck his dick. He say that's gay, man. I would never say no shit to another man like that. And I started laughing because I thought it was like a New York shit. You know what I mean? Like a New York thing. Cause you know, I'm from the South, so you know, we don't say shit like that, but it's a slang. You know what I mean? So, you know, when I get mad at a nigga, yeah, you know, hey, suck my dick. You know what I mean? So the joke was, you know, what if you tell a faggot that shit, you know, suck your dick. And that faggot end up beating your ass, and he end up actually sucking your dick. That was the funny shit about it, because that'd be some real fucked up shit. So I told him, I said, shit, man, one of us gotta go. You know what I mean? You tell a nigga suck your dick, then he end up sucking your dick. You know what I mean? Off here and beat your ass, you know, little faggot on beat your ass, whatever. I said, somebody gotta go. Fuck it. Either him or me, somebody gotta go. Cause that shit, that ain't gonna play out. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna play out like that. But yeah, Juicy J told Busy Bone to suck his dick. Busy Bone threw the bottle of water at him. And that's when the fight broke out in the verses. Now, let's chat, you know, stream out, you know, Busy Bone, you need to take your pills and all that stuff. You know, she said some real shit. Can't get mad at Lil Chat, you know what I mean? Said some real shit, but, you know, this is street shit, you know what I mean? Like, that's what happened. You tell a nigga on the street suck your dick, you know, some shit like that. Those fighting words, you know what I mean? So, that's what, you know, the retaliation on Busy Bone had, and he did what he had to do. Now, what I did like about what Busy Bone did, he came back out the dressing room and apologized to everybody that was man up. Now, this shit happened back in the 90s. Man, that whole show would have been fucked up. I don't think nobody would apologize back in the 90s, man. Kaboom, man. They were young, thugging. And I pretty much 3-6 Mafia too, man. Them boys didn't back down either. So that shit would have turned way left, you know what I mean? So shout out to both groups. They got their money happening in Los Angeles. And the boys did their thing, man. It was a great show. I wish they would perform, first of the month. But from what I heard, first of the month, they ain't really much have time to perform first of the month. So they ended the show off with Crossroads. What a good show, though. Good show. I liked it. Probably the best verses I ever seen. And shout out to Bone. Shout out to 666. And, Busy Bone, that nigga, man. He like another ODB. You know what I mean? Them boys go fight no matter what. So shout out to both groups. Shout out to Versus. I mean, the shit was nice, man. The boy went round for round. And I hope they do another part 2. Yeah. Yeah, go to www.denardclothingline.com and check out my merchandise up there. Got a nice t-shirt collection up there. Whatever you want, I got it. Go to www.denardclothingline.com. All right, the next subject is called bootlegging. I'm gonna give you a little rundown on how I made my money growing up, and bootlegging was like very popular up there in New York. New York, they did a lot of bootlegging up there, and down south we did bootlegging, but it wasn't as big. So down south, all we think about, work, pay the bills, stuff like that. But we didn't know, especially me, I didn't know that I could make a living off bootlegging CDs back then. Bootlegging was not as popular. So, make the long story short, my homeboy Brick came, we call him Brick, because he's from New Jersey, so Brick City. So, he's the one that would start bootlegging. And how he would do it was he would go to a gas station, post up, and start selling people CDs. So one day he brought the idea to my attention. Like, hey man, I need you to sell these CDs for me. You sell like 5 of these, make my money, and then after that, you make your money the whole night. So I said, okay, cool. That sounds like a good idea to do. So it's me, Jason, I think my other cousin, and we all used to just post up at the gas station and sell CDs to people that, get out of the car, going inside the gas station, whatever they getting, we used to go up to them, be like, hey, we got a bunch of new CDs, want to buy them. Back then it was, 1 for 5, 3 for 10, stuff like that. So eventually my hustle game was strong. So I made a lot of money where I don't have to depend on Brick. I can just do my own shit. So I used to buy a burner from another dude that Brick put on. So I buy a burner from him, and the burner is like a tower, a CD tower. You make duplicates of that one CD. So Lil Chris album come out, you got like 10 copies of that one CD. So I bought a burner and I started duplicating these CDs like how Britt taught me. So then I had got my car, my Impala. Then I started, putting labels on them, have a CD bin, and I was so popular because I had all the old school CDs that nobody can't find. All the Low Limits, Cash Money, all that shit that nobody can't find, so you had to see me regardless. So everybody else, they was selling, I guess, the new shit, the new copies, and I was selling new and old. And then I had, built up a spot in Boynton on Hopaluzzo at a gas station. So me and Jason, we had built up the spot. So I used to go there and hang out all day because we know the store owner. We know they ain't gonna call the cops. They ain't gonna do shit. So we sit up there all day, and I used to have the trunk parked open. So when niggas pulled up, or especially like on a Friday, they with their females, whatever. Hey man, let me get that new CD. Gotcha. So then after that, the CDs, then it came to the movies. The movies was big, man. I made a lot of money off selling movies. God, man. So I would sell the CDs in the movies. That's how I made my money. So a good night, I used to come home with over $500 in my pocket. Mind you, I ain't had no job. I ain't know what job was, but I had bills. Had a car note, had rent to pay, and that's how I made my living off bootlegging. You know what I mean? But it started up there in New York. A lot of New York niggas can relate because they was doing the bootlegging before, eventually came down south. So I got my little fame, man, like just selling bootleg CDs. And to this day, they still ask about me. Oh, where's CD man at? Where's CD man? With the dreads, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, bootlegging was my life, man. Did it, I started in 98 or 2000, 98, one of them. And I did that shit for a long period of time. And then other people was doing it, but they weren't doing like me, And then, eventually it wear down, man, due to Netflix came out and started putting up these red boxes and the shit. Started fucking up a nigga hustle. So eventually I knew that shit was gonna come to an end. So that's why I got in the trucking business. Got my CDLs and never looked back. But yeah, that's my life as a bootlegger back then. I still got a bunch of CDs. Still got the burner, everything in the storage. But man, I bought a lot of records, man. I still got original copies. I am that bootleg king. Trust me, I had a bunch of mixtapes. I brought that shit down south. Niggas ain't know what mixtape was. DJ drama, none of that shit. I put them niggas on down south. Yeah, Triple Ace. Yep. Yeah, other news, French Montana and 50 Cent, they squashed their beef, a long time beef, whatever. I don't really much think no boys had beef. I did, especially 50 Cent, he a bully anyways. I think he was just fucking with French Montana. But yeah, French Montana came on Drake's Champ. He talked with Nori about their beef. Well, Nori asked him about their beef. He said he don't got no beef with 50 Cent. So 50 Cent responded on the Instagram saying, yeah, a good response. That's a good response. And I don't think they never had beef, but it wasn't. If they did, it wasn't that serious. And then Deion Sanders brought in Brittany Renners. I think I'm saying her name right. But he brought her into the classroom, and so she can, I guess, school them boys on not to get played, you know what I mean, by these gold diggers, the Instagram models and stuff like that. But everybody getting on Deion Sanders from bringing her in. But to me, I think he did the right thing to show them boys what this game all about. When you making that much money, a lot of bitches gonna be on your dick. They're gonna be after your money. And, by bringing her in the classroom like that, and I think she from Mississippi, so, he brought her into Jackson State University, and, to talk about the whole gold digging, how females get you for your money. They really don't like you, you know what I mean? All you is a paycheck to them. And she talked about a lot of things, man. I think it was cool, though. But a lot of people ain't liking it. They ain't feeling it. You know what I mean? But big ups to Deion Sanders, the legend, NFL legend. But yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Triple Ace podcast. Appreciate H and every last one of y'all for listening. Appreciate that. Stay tuned for my other episodes. So, y'all have a nice one. Peace. Thanks. This is the Triple Ace Podcast.